has been mined in that time.
In this week's Idaho Life, we're going to take you to the center of Silver Valley. Wallace, Idaho, up north, known as the silver capital of the world, but as our Brian Holmes discovered, can also be called the core of cosmology.
The canyon town of Wallace sprang up in the 1880s when miners struck silver in the surrounding hills. Since then, more than 1.2 billion ounces of silver have been pulled from the Coeur d'Alene mining district, making Wallace's moniker of silver capital of the world well earned. Mining has slimmed in the Silver Valley since its heyday, but the town has held on through hard times. And that early mining spirit lives on, an independence traced through its complicated connections with the federal government. Despite its seeming seclusion, the feds have found their way to Wallace a number of times. Mining wars in the 1890s brought in the National Guard. In 1910, thousands of soldiers were sent here to fight the largest fire in U.S. history that took out nearly a third of the town. Then, in 1967, the Federal Highway Administration came calling.
Hey, we want to do you a favor. Build this beautiful ribbon of cement, Interstate 90, right smack dab through the middle of your town.
In a word,
Great, it would have taken up most of Wallace.
Nope.
To put a freeway right through.
So city officials set out to get every building here on the National Historic Register, and they succeeded, meaning the interstate would have to go around.
They did this downtown core, every building, and then all of a sudden the whole town was listed.
Rick Schaefer calls himself the Prime Minister of Wallace, and if his 6'8" frame didn't stand out enough, he likes to give tours of his town wearing a tux.
It's just clean.
Yeah, and tails.
It is America. It's hometown USA.
Yeah, hometown USA.
Schaefer says it was during the mining downturn of the 80s, the Environmental Protection Agency claimed a century of mining had made Wallace dirty with pollution. The problem was, Schaefer says, they couldn't pinpoint if mining or nature caused the contamination of lead.
EPA cannot prove that naturally forming galena silver ore is a health risk.
But a cleanup crusade began, bringing negative attention to an already ailing city, a 20-year intrusion that irked some residents.
You're stepping on the wrong people.
One night in 2004 would forever put Wallace at the center of a philosophical conversation.
There's 4 people sitting in the Smokehouse Saloon down at the corner of 6th Street and Bank.
The Smokehouse has a history of pouring drinks since the turn of the 20th century.
So, I think more than one idea has been probably hatched in this room.
The idea hatched that night goes back to the EPA.
EPA has a rule of probability that says if something cannot not be proven to exist, it could just as well exist.
Which led to then-Mayor Ron Garretone to proclaim,
Ron Garretone,
Mayor of Wallace, Idaho, and all of his subjects do hereby solemnly declare and proclaim
Wallace to be the center of the universe. Thanks
to the newly discovered science of probabilism,
we were further able to pinpoint the exact center within
the center of the universe, to wit, a sewer access cover slightly off center from the intersection of Bank and 6th Street.
right here.
Right here.
Yep, Wallace is the center of the universe because
This manhole cover.
you can hear the water underneath. Yet one more reason to make your way to Wallace, even if it's just to pose for pictures at the essence of our existence.
Is it really the center of the universe? But of course!
Brian Holmes,
Prove that it isn't.
Prove that it isn't, exactly.
Idaho's News Channel 7.
It will always be Dante's Peak, the movie, for me. Love,